Hey, it's Psych Ups with Brian. We're back. And today I want to talk about just real estate in general. I've been working on, I have a program that I'm working on called Psych Ups, and it's going to be a big part of your life when I get it done. It's a lot of writing and a lot of production, but I'm on my way to getting it done. And there are different Psych Ups, different uh, uh, role programming, different programming for different areas. So one is for going to bed at night, as simple as that. It's called Sleep Great and Prep for Success. And one is for when you wake up in the morning. It's called Start Today Psyched Up. And so it's, there are times in the day when you listen to them, and they're just the perfect mental programming to keep you positive and motivated. And so I'm working on one about real estate. And what I found in real estate is there's a lot of really good quotes. I like to use quotes because quotes can help you make a point and give you the power of someone else's voice. And so I have some really good quotes that are real estate related throughout history. And these are people giving really good advice to us through real estate. Andrew Carnegie, and these are the smartest people, some of the richest people, and giving us advice on how do you make, what should you think about real estate. Okay, Andrew Carnegie said more money has been made in real estate than in all other industrial investments combined. 90% of all millionaires became so through owning real estate. Okay, it says a wise wage earner invests his money in real estate. Okay, that's a lot of endorsement from someone you would know, Andrew Carnegie. Let's look at some other ones. Here's a good one from Teddy Roosevelt. Okay, it says investing in real estate is the surest and safest method of becoming financially independent. For real estate is the basis of wealth. Okay, that's a great one. Teddy Roosevelt saying real estate is the basis of wealth. Okay, so these are ways that, when you think about real estate, I want you to be excited about real estate. I want you to be motivated about real estate. And when you think about all these people through history who are saying real estate is where it's at, you realize maybe they all had something to tell me. Maybe these great minds throughout history were smart. Here's another one. Franklin Delano Roosevelt purchased, and this is one of the greatest presidents in history, got us through the Great Depression. He says, purchased with common sense and managed with care, real estate is the safest investment in the world. Wow. Okay, that sounds great. Franklin Delano Roosevelt told us that. There was a woman, I don't know if you ever heard of this woman, Hetty Green was her name. She was the Queen of Wall Street, they called her. They also called her the Witch of Wall Street. But she was the richest woman in America during the Gilded Age in the 1800s. And she said, I advise women to invest in real estate. It is the collateral preferred above all others and the safest means of investing money. That's great. We get a lot of presidents who chime in on real estate. Grover Cleveland said, no investment on earth is so safe, so sure, so certain to enrich its owner as real estate. I always advise my friends to place their savings in real estate. There is no such savings bank anywhere. Okay, aren't these great? I really get motivated when I start thinking about all these, and you can look them up. I use a couple of different sources for quotes, but one I like is, I think it's called Quotes A to Z, and but I used about 4 different sources because there's a lot of different sources for these great real estate quotes. Let me throw a couple more at you, get you motivated. Then you guys, you can write these down for yourself. The ones that really get you. Or if you really like if you love Teddy Roosevelt and he said real estate's the way to go, you write down exactly what they said. And these can be like affirmations. So you can turn these quotes into affirmations. William Jennings Bryan said, more money is made from real estate than from all other courses combined, all other causes combined. There was a very famous Manhattan investor named Louis Glickman. He said, the best investment on earth is earth. Thought that was kind of clever. The best investment on earth is earth. There was a huge tycoon who was a big real estate magnate in Hong Kong, and he's like one of the most famous investors over there, Li Shao-Ki. And he said real estate is tangible, it is solid, it grows, you can live in it, sell it, buy it, or rent it. It's the greatest investment. So I want you to take advantage of real estate. There's so many now, mostly what they're talking about and what I talk about is buy and hold real estate. So I want you to buy it and hang on to it. I want you to buy it smart. And right now is the best time to buy. I'm telling you right now that this is the exact kind of market that we like. High interest rates are good for getting seller financing. It's the best market. Now, if the interest rates were right now 3 and 4%, the houses would just be flying off the shelves and no house would be on the market more than a couple of weeks. But the way the rates are right now, there's sellers that are languishing, and not just the expensive houses, although there's a lot of people who are trying to sell houses in the 400, 500 and plus range who are really suffering. And some of the houses are sitting there vacant and they're really suffering. They're trying to make double house payments or, maintain some property that's vacant, and they're really suffering. So we could be, a hero in these scenarios and come in and take over that mortgage and put somebody in there good and help out the whole situation. So keep listening to me about these great creative financing strategies, but this is the time. Now we got about a couple of weeks left in summer. Okay, I want to give out one more big summer prize. So send me one last testimonial, guys. I want to give out one more big summer prize before the end of summer here. And I'd love it if you could show me something you're doing right now. Show me that you sent out, you made a bunch of calls or got a deal cooking, or send me a cool lead sheet that I can talk about here. But yeah, let's do something here by the end of summer. Let's really focus up. Use these great quotes as motivation to focus on real estate and understand that real estate, buy and hold real estate, is the way to wealth, because just the way it works. Even if you bought a house for full price and just managed to get together the down payment and you bought it and it wasn't even that good of a deal, but you just hung on to it, you got a couple $100, I'm shooting for a $500 a month positive cash flow, and you can absolutely find houses that you can buy with positive cash flows, and not, maybe not in your market. Okay, if every house in your market is 400,000 plus, you're going to have to get some good seller financing to get, those kind of deals. But you got a lot of sellers who are in that higher price range right now suffering. So you might have some motivated sellers. So remember these great quotes, use them for motivation, and let's really kick some butt here at the end of summer. Let's get a deal done. Let's all really focus up. And again, this market's not going away. It's not like at the end of the summer, this all of a sudden everything's going to be different. What's going to be different is that this is just going to drag out. The real estate market, I don't see the interest rates changing significantly anytime, not going back down to where people where it makes a difference, where it moves the needle. That would have to be down in like 5% range, and it's not going in that, down there anytime soon. So now's the time to be calling a lot of sellers, a lot of FSBOs, doing whatever marketing you have done in the past that maybe worked, and crank up your business here. Summer, we got one last push here for the end of summer going into fall. And so I'd like to see you guys get deals here at the end of the summer. Guys, one deal can be a life changer. Some of the deals we've got, I look at this one house. Okay, right now we're evicting somebody, so it's not the greatest story, but it brings up the house, and I remember, oh yeah, that house. Guys, we bought that house literally over 20 years ago. We own it free and clear now. It's worth over $500,000. And I didn't do anything special. I just bought a house a long time ago. I didn't get that great a deal on it. I almost blew that deal. But now look at it's this awesome asset. And so just whatever you can do to get some assets, to get some properties, as our historical figures tell us, buy and hold is an awesome strategy. Obviously, I'd like you to get in for little or nothing down, doing great seller financing deals. And I'd like you to exit out and get a bunch down using a lease purchase exit strategy or rent to own exit strategy. So being smart about it is important, but just doing it, just getting some rental properties. If you own 5 or 10 rental properties in your life, it will change your life. You will be a different person. You'll be a lot more financially secure and have more peace of mind in your life. Okay, so Jennifer, you're always so good to be here. It's great to see you. Real estate is the basis of wealth, right? So Teddy Roosevelt, that would be a worthy affirmation. So if you're ever having doubts, think Teddy Roosevelt said, real estate is the basis of wealth. Yay! That's right. And guys, if you look at anybody who has any serious money, most of them own real estate. Almost all of them own at least their own, some really nice house of their own, but a lot of them own rental real estate of some type. Happy Monday, Isabel. Great quotes. So essential to know and understand them. Yeah, I mean, people don't realize how the smartest people throughout history were the people who owned real estate, the landowners. And, there were times in our country where, this is sad to say, some people couldn't own land. Okay, but we can all own land now. We can all, if we use our wits and learn a good system and get out there and talk to enough sellers and just apply the knowledge. Remember, knowledge isn't power, applied knowledge is power. So you can be super smart about real estate, but if you're not making a bunch of calls, 20 a week, you're not taking advantage of your brilliance and your phone skills and all that good stuff. So take advantage of your best self, your best skills. Okay, thank you, Isabel, for chiming in. And Tony, yay, happy Monday. We are getting traffic because we are able to offer terms in these high interest times. That's right. So Tony's got it exactly right. And, these sellers who have, who there's no buyers out there, especially in the higher prices, because nobody can afford the payment anymore at 6% plus on a $600,000 house, but that can be the most motivated sellers. Now, if you have a house like that you're just not sure about, go back and watch the edition from Friday, because I talk about running a blind ad and trying to actually find a buyer before you commit to the seller and give them any money. Now, I'm okay with you actually signing a purchase and sales agreement with a seller and then running ads fast on Craigslist and trying to find somebody even before you have to give them money. But I don't want you ever giving more than $100 to somebody if you have a questionable deal. Now, I'm okay if you give somebody 10 grand down. If you know this is a cookie cutter house, I've probably got 20 people who would want this house next weekend. That's fine. But if it's an unusual house or more expensive, you can do this blind ad thing, and you'll know very quickly in your market what's possible and what buyers are out there once you start to advertise, market, and explore. Oh my gosh, it's everybody's here. Caleb, hey, good morning. Boy, it's all my best followers, all my favorite fans are here today. So it's awesome, you guys. Great to see you, Caleb. Hope you're enjoying those great quotes. Isabel, what a long one. Brian, I just bought my own dream house by a lake. Wow, seller financing is in with terms, seller, and I put together. It's a personal deal, but I remember you early on talking about getting your own house through seller financing, and that made a huge difference in my optimism and confidence. Way, what a success story that is, Isabel. Hey, Isabel, write that out. Okay, write out that testimonial. I really want to see that, and get a picture of yourself in the house. Okay, and I really want to see that. And I think maybe you win a prize here at the end of the summer. We have one listed and about to have another one listed. Awesome, that's great. And you guys recently got our big prize winners and got our 1 hour open house, 1 hour sale package. It's actually called the 1 hour home selling machine. But I'll tell you what, guys, that covers it talks all about the 1 hour open house, but it also talks about every way of selling. Remember, there's 3 ways to sell: private showing, self-showing, and 1 hour open houses. And so it goes over all the different strategies. Well, great to see everybody today. I hope you love the quotes. Hey, guess what? On the owning your own home, Isabel, maybe on Friday, guys, I'll talk to you about owning your own home. I have a whole bunch of great quotes from Oprah Winfrey and from other people about owning your own home, Susie Orman and other people, how great it is to own your own home. So, okay, I love real estate, okay? Real estate is historically wonderful. That's kind of a mouthful, right? Just let's say I love real estate. That's our affirmation 3 times on 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. I love real estate. I love real estate. I love real estate. Yeah. All right, guys. 3 deep breaths. Nice deep breath in. This gets you invigorated in the morning. Okay, another deep breath. Hold it a second and then let it go. That oxygenates your bloodstream, cleanses your lymph system. 1 more. Good. Hold it and let it go. Awesome. All right, guys, awesome to see you. It's great that you're all chiming in. I don't know if you're here if you don't chime in, so I love it when you guys make comments. And I will be giving out at least one more prize before the end of summer. Caleb, do you have a great deal? If you have a great testimonial on some great deal that you did, I'd love to see something from you. Maybe you could win a prize too here at the end of our great summer contest. So keep making your calls, guys. Apply that great knowledge. Use these great quotes from throughout history for unbelievable motivation. And I will see you on Friday. Until then, keep expecting success, getting awesome training from the Wolf Couple, and doing what? Taking action.